Welcome back. Well, we've got Dr. Paul Ananaba, a senior advocate of Nigeria. He joins us this morning. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, my brothers.
Well, let's talk legal matters now. I know there's a lot going on out there, but you know, there's those who have raised some questions. They think that there are questions raised about the letter that the president wrote. Remember, the initial one he wrote was to be away for 10 days, and then he's written another one which they thought, well, if he wrote that second letter, and the National Assembly, the Senate, has not considered that letter, does it take into effect? Or does it come into effect? What happens in that circumstance?
Well, it doesn't, what the Constitution says is that he should transmit to the National Assembly. The Constitution doesn't say the National Assembly must consider it within a particular time.
But what's the intention of transmitting?
The president has done all that is expected of the president. Are you with me? And I know there's some degree of anxiety. We are concerned about our president, his health and all that. Everyone is concerned. Because our president is a man that will tell you, I'm going away for 10 days, and it's just that 10 days. That is the reason why he was massively voted for to unseat a sitting president. So if the president now tells us, I am going to be away for 10 days, we believe him, he will be away for 10 days. Now if the president says, after 10 days says, I am unable to come back after 10 days for medical reasons, I'm running tests and I need to be sure of what my health is before I come back. Except where people don't appreciate their president. Where people appreciate their president, there will be anxiety. What would have made the president not to come back? Are you with me? But constitutionally speaking, all that the Constitution provides for is that the president should transmit to the National Assembly if he's going away. And he has done, and he has asked, listen, I'm not coming back in 10 days. He did not now say, this is when I will come back.
You know, because
now let me take it a bit further.
All right. During
Yar'Adua's time, we failed to learn, or we learned in half measure. Because during Yar'Adua's time, it was mooted, and it was, viral anyway, that our Constitution should be amended to say how long a president can stay away. The National Assembly failed in that. They should have.
There was a bill. I don't think they went through with it.
Never went through. So in this instance, you can't blame the president or the presidency now. The National Assembly failed to carry that through, even if not by constitutional amendment. Since the Constitution has nothing against it, a simple act of parliament would have, closed up that gap to say, pursuant to this constitutional provision, something like an act on the number of time public officers can stay away from office, whether president or not. Are you with me? If we had that, it would have been, that's when we could have focused on that. But since there's none, that provision remains vacant and open, and there's no time limit that you can say the president must come back.
Okay, there are those who then say that after that initial 10 days, which they say lapsed midnight yesterday, and then that letter which he's written, you say he's fulfilled
that's all
what the law says
the
he should do.
Constitution says transmit to the National Assembly. The Constitution did not go further to say the National Assembly must consider it within a particular time, or that the National Assembly may reject or may accept.
Okay, well, we'll come to that too. But that time within which the first letter he wrote lapses for the 10 days, and then however long it takes before the Senate considers it, what happens at that time? Who is in charge?
Well, there's an initial permission.
Yeah.
That initial permission has not been withdrawn. Acceptance by the National Assembly.
Is it valid? up until beyond the required time that he wrote?
Before it lapses, the man says, extend the time. So it is for the National Assembly.
Yeah, but does that request to extend the time kick in when it has not been considered on the floor of the House?
It kicks in because the law does not say it must be considered before it can be valid.
So
the law only says transmit to the National Assembly, and he has transmitted.
How do we know he transmitted if it's not being considered on the floor?
No. Now, you see, these are things we must now face as Nigerians, as a National Assembly, to sort out and close. You know, every country evolves its own experience and evolves its laws. You know, that's why each law, but what we do most of the times in the country is to copy other countries. In many other countries, they may not have had this experience. This is an amendment that should come out of the experience of practice of our Constitution.
Why is it so difficult for the judiciary to come to conclusions on sensitive matters like this? This is not the first time this is happening.
There's no
it has happened.
There's no case, no suit pending before the judiciary now on this point. You know, that is one of the reasons why some of us advocate that we should separate the Attorney General's office from the Minister of Justice. In countries where the Attorney General is independent and separate, we could petition the Attorney General to go to court over issues like this to get a judicial pronouncement. That could also help.
But we've had a similar situation during the Yaradua.
We never went to court.
Why was
Why
was that caution thrown to the wind?
Well, the National Assembly was in the position, is the only organ that could fill that gap. The courts don't activate it themselves. No court activates itself, files an action, and gives a judgment or ruling. No. You and I could have gone to court to say, court, determine whether there should be a time limit. And there'll be a pronouncement.
So for now, the president can be away for as long as he possible.
That's the position of the Constitution. It's not even a law, a Constitution. Constitution says if it's going away, you should transmit, and that's all.
So does that then mean that having written the first one, and then that 10 days lapsed, and then he's written another one, okay, I understand we need to go on break now, but just hang on a minute, we'll be back, don't go away.